Welcome back, everyone. What if your tour flight from Lagos to Abuja or Los Angeles to San Francisco could be replaced by a 30-minute ride inside a sleek capsule floating at near-supersonic speeds? Sounds like science fiction, right? But welcome to the world of Hyperloop and next-generation transport systems where engineers, dreamers, and innovators are working to shrink time and distance like never before in human history. Let me tell you something interesting. When Elon Musk first unveiled his vision for the Hyperloop, it wasn't met with universal enthusiasm. Some industry experts dismissed it as impractical, others questioned its safety. Yet Musk, known for his audacious ventures like Tesla and SpaceX, pressed on undeterred. Today, those initial doubts have transformed into intrigue and excitement as companies worldwide are now investing heavily in this groundbreaking technology. You see, the allure of the Hyperloop is undeniable. The prospect of hurtling through an underground vacuum tube at nearly the speed of sound, gliding past landscapes that seem to blur together in a flash, is both thrilling and enticing. It's not just about speed, it's about efficiency, about minimizing travel time and maximizing our precious moments. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the need for swift, efficient transportation grows. The Hyperloop emerges as a beacon of innovation, promising to revolutionize the way we traverse distances and connect with the world around us. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds incredible, but is it really possible? Well, let me assure you, this is not a distant fantasy. The Hyperloop is becoming a tangible reality right before our eyes. With several companies racing to develop and refine this technology, the dream of traveling at unprecedented speeds is fast becoming a reachable destination. So what is the Hyperloop and how does it work? Put simply, the Hyperloop is a futuristic mode of transportation that moves passengers or goods through a low-pressure tube at high speeds. Yes, you heard it right, high speeds. But let's delve deeper. Imagine a sealed tube, much like a subway tunnel, stretching from one city to another. Inside this tube, a pod travels in a near-vacuum environment. Now you might wonder, why a vacuum? Well, this is key to the Hyperloop's design. By removing almost all the air from the tube, air resistance or drag is dramatically reduced, allowing the pod to move incredibly quickly. The tube itself is supported by a series of bearings or magnets that lift it slightly off the ground, minimizing friction. Additionally, instead of wheels, the pod glides along a thin layer of air, further reducing resistance. Propulsion comes from linear electric motors that line the inside of the tube. These motors, similar to those used in some high-speed trains, accelerate and decelerate the pod smoothly. It's this combination of a near-vacuum tube, magnetic levitation, and electric propulsion that enables the Hyperloop to achieve remarkable speeds, upwards of 760 miles per hour. Which translates to over 1,200 kilometers per hour. But wait, doesn't traveling at those speeds require a lot of energy? Indeed, it does. But proponents of the Hyperloop argue that the overall energy required is less than what's needed for conventional supersonic flight. Moreover, the system can be powered by renewable sources such as solar or wind, making it environmentally friendly. Okay, great. But is the Hyperloop safe? After all, traveling in a near vacuum at high speeds sounds rather daunting. Well, that's a valid concern. But the designers of the Hyperloop have thought things through. The pod's near-vacuum environment is maintained by sophisticated sealing mechanisms, ensuring that the interior remains free from any external contaminants. In the unlikely event of a leak, sensors would immediately detect it, triggering backup systems to maintain the integrity of the tube. Furthermore, the Hyperloop is equipped with multiple redundant safety features. For instance, if a pod were to malfunction, it could detach automatically and come to a stop safely outside the tube. The potential benefits of the Hyperloop are vast. It could transform the way we travel, making long-distance journeys quicker than ever before. But here's the catch. Despite its promise, the Hyperloop faces numerous challenges. One significant hurdle is cost. Constructing a network of Hyperloop tubes would require substantial investment, especially for the specialized equipment and infrastructure needed to maintain the vacuum environment. Moreover, acquiring the necessary land for these tubes, particularly in densely populated areas, could prove to be a complex and costly endeavor. Then there's the issue of maintenance. The Hyperloop system operates in a harsh environment, and any malfunction could have catastrophic consequences. Therefore, constant monitoring and upkeep would be crucial. And let's not forget about the public perception. Many people may be hesitant to use a new and tested mode of transportation, especially when traveling at such high speeds. Overcoming this fear and building public trust would be essential for the Hyperloop's success. Despite these hurdles, the dream of the Hyperloop continues to captivate engineers and entrepreneurs. Several companies are actively working towards making this futuristic concept a reality. One notable example is Hyperloop One, founded in 2013 by Shervin Peshever and Broke Future. Backed by high-profile investors including Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen, Hyperloop One aims to develop a working Hyperloop system by 2021. Another company, Hyperloop Transportation Technologies based in Spain, has partnered with a major railway operator to test a scaled-down Hyperloop model in the hopes of creating a commercially viable system. And let's not forget about the government's perspective. Some countries and states have expressed interest in exploring the feasibility of the Hyperloop. The United States, for instance, is considering a Hyperloop route that could connect to major cities. Meanwhile, in the United Arab Emirates, where temperatures soar and distances are vast, the Hyperloop has been proposed as a solution to ease transportation. Okay, so how far away are we from seeing Hyperloops crisscrossing the globe? While some companies claim to have working prototypes, a fully functional and comprehensive Hyperloop network is likely still a few years away. However, given the rapid pace of technological advancement, who knows? Maybe sooner than later, we'll find ourselves stepping into a Hyperloop station. Think about the impact this would have on cities. Imagine Los Angeles and San Francisco being connected by a Hyperloop, effectively reducing the distance between them to mere minutes. Commuting to work or attending a weekend getaway would become a breeze. Families separated by long distances could reunite daily, and businesses could expand their reach by tapping into new talent pools. The Hyperloop's potential to reshape cities is immense. Imagine a network of Hyperloops connecting major urban centers, creating vibrant corridors of activity. People could live in smaller towns and commute to large cities for work without the hassle of lengthy commutes. Moreover, the Hyperloop could revitalize rural areas by providing a quick and efficient means of transportation. Suddenly, living in a small town wouldn't mean sacrificing access to urban amenities. Furthermore, think of the environmental benefits. The Hyperloop promises to be an eco-friendly mode of transportation. By operating in a near vacuum, it minimizes energy consumption and reduces greenhouse gas emissions. This is a game-changer in an era where sustainability is paramount. You see, the beauty of the Hyperloop lies not just in its ability to shrink distances, but also in its potential to bridge communities and foster connections. It's about opening up new possibilities, making dreams of living and working in different cities a reality. Of course, the Hyperloop is not the only futuristic mode of transport on the horizon. Flying taxis, self-driving cars, and even space-based transportation systems are being explored. The future of travel promises to be exhilarating. So my friends, whether we're hurtling through underground tunnels at near-supersonic speeds or soaring above city skylines in autonomous vehicles, one thing is clear: the boundaries of possibility are expanding. The innovations we see today will shape the way we move and connect tomorrow. As we look to the future of transport, let's embrace the spirit of adventure, the thrill of exploration, and the boundless curiosity that has driven humanity forward since the dawn of time. Who knows what wonders await us just beyond the horizon? If you found this video insightful and would like to support our channel, please don't hesitate to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the exciting world of technology. Until next time, keep exploring and dreaming big.